and all that stuff that causes you pain. He wants to give you joy in those places. And I'm sitting there on the edge of my seat like, oh, I want to give my life to Jesus. I want to get my life right with my Creator. And he goes, and if you want to give your life to Jesus, well, tonight is your night. And if you were serious about it, you're not allowed to do it now. You have to come back tonight. And I'm like, what? This isn't fair. I want to do it right now. But I went back that night and I gave my life to Jesus. And when he called the altar call forward for people to come forward for prayer, I went forward and I grabbed this guy and I hugged him and I cried about 8 years worth of pain and agony that had been stored up in my soul. And a couple of months later, he invited me to go on this mission trip to Papua New Guinea, which is obviously just north of Queensland here. And we went out up into Papua New Guinea, and there was a team of about 6 or 7 of us. I can't remember exactly right now. And we were all sitting on the platform, and I had long hair, and I was still coming off a bad lifestyle, and I looked pretty rough. And we're all sitting on the platform over here while the pastor's preaching away, and he's up there preaching about this and that and the next thing, and giving a great sermon. And then at the end of it, he says, if you need healing if you need prayer for healing, come forward right now. And all, hundreds of people come forward. There's probably a couple thousand people there. There's all these people, up there for prayer. And then he turns to us on the platform, and there's like home group leaders that are on the platform with me who've come from my church elders, the pastor's son was there, all these really qualified Christians, and I felt like one of those loser Christians. I've just kind of, how Paul says some people scrape into salvation but as through the flames. They don't come with any treasure. They just come, that's all they get. So I felt like one of those loser Christians, and I'm sitting there, and he goes, go down and pray for all the people. So all the qualified Christians, they went down to pray, and I just sort of sat there thinking, well, obviously he doesn't want me. I'm just a couple of months out of living a really rough lifestyle. And the pastor says to me, go down and pray for them. And I'm like, me? And he's like, yeah, go pray for them. And I said, okay. And I was so nervous, I didn't know what I was doing. You know when you get the adrenaline rush, and it comes over you and you kind of get so nervous you don't know even what to say, and you got to focus on breathing. And I walked over and I was going to ask him, are you sure you want me to do that? And I was so freaked out about going and praying for people, I went over and I just stood and stared at him like this. And he kissed me and he pushes me forward. He goes, go and pray for him. So I hopped off the platform and I prayed for this little old lady who had a twisted neck, a Papua New Guinean national lady. And when I prayed for her, she did something that I'd never ever seen before. See, in Australia, when we prayed for this, prayed for people that kind of, they'd feel the Holy Spirit on them, and they'd kind of go down and go down quietly and lay on the ground, and someone would come with a little blanket and cover them over, and it'd be nice and polite, this little moment of prayer, and you lay on the ground, and you feel the Holy Spirit a little bit or whatever. This lady, she starts going, and then she falls on the ground like a sack of potatoes, and she lays there still, and I thought to myself, I've killed her! This poor little old thing, what am I going to do? And I'm looking up at the pastor and I'm freaking out, and he's laughing at me, and he goes, go pray for somebody else. So I was like, what? And my adrenaline rushes all over me, and we kept praying for people.